Okay, so I'm doing a sound comparison. Lately, I've been using my drum slinger pads to produce all of my content, but I'm going to compare it to the tried and true off-world. This is just an Invader 3 with the chameleon blue overlay, what have you. It's a two-sided pad, but normally you just play on the side. So I'm going to play a few things on this and check it out. I've used them before, but I haven't used it recently. Usually it's underneath all of my other pads, so I'm going to play a few things. This is mainly just for me to see if I like the articulativeness of it. Not sure that's a word. Articulativeness. I still like the sound, like the feel of the off-world. It responds well. My old mid-60s hands are not having to work as hard like I did when we used to play on pillows. We would play, back in the day, we would put pillows on our pads and just play and play and play. The no pain, no gain generation. Anyway, I digress. Alright, let me play a few things here. Here's Daily Lick number 1. See if I can play this. It bounces, the rebound's about like almost the drum slinger. My drum slinger is the one I use is 10-inch. And this is, I think this is like 12, 11 or 12. No, this is at least 12, maybe 13. This is a little easier to play on because you're not worried about hitting rims and stuff. Alright, here's Daily Lick number 2. I don't normally play this one in public unless I'm warmed up, but here it is. That's why. That's it. Alright, Daily Lick number 3, which used to be Daily Lick number 1. I just retitled it. Put it in a different sequence. That's still my favorite lick when I'm trying out pads and stuff. Playing for kids at school. Hey, play us something, play us something. I said, alright, let me see if I can play something, and I'll play this. Let's see, here's Daily Lick number 4. It's supposed to be. Yeah, that one's harder than it looks. It's got some two-handed Swiss triplets in there. Regular Swiss triplets are just right, right, left, or left, left, right. This one has back to back, right, right, left, 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 right. Sort of a floppy rudiment. You have to work on those. The first time I heard somebody play that was when I auditioned for the Spirit of Atlanta back in 1980, 40-something years ago. This guy who had played in the line before was from Canada. And he was playing something and rattling it off, and everybody's going, what is that? He said, oh, it's just this. It's Swiss triplet on the right, Swiss triplet on the right. He was playing them like super fast, and we're going, oh, okay. Anyway. That's how that's played. Alright, here's Daily Lick number 5. Oh, that's supposed to be at the edge. Okay. And finally, number 6. First time I saw someone play the toss or do a toss, it was back then it was called the Anaheim toss, because I think it was brought into the public by the Anaheim Kingsmen. I may be wrong, but I think that's why they call it the Anaheim toss. I was at All-State 1976 or 77, and this guy was doing that. I was like, what is that? And he said, well, you do this. And I said, oh, I've got to learn how to do that. So he said, well, do this, go. Well, I did that forever and ever, and then I did the other hand, and I would still drop the sticks. But years later, when I was a freshman in college, that was part of our sequence of DCI. Our section leader wrote out from a record, no less, and tapes, some of the top DCI solos from the day, and that just happened to be, and there was Sacramento freelancers. They did something, I think it was this. So I'm glad I already had that sort of down when I was in high school. So anyway, all right, so this was my sound check to see if I like it. I know I like the tone of the pad better when it's stacked. When it's not stacked, not so much. When it's not stacked, it's real hollow sounding, but when you stack it, I've got it stacked on top of a pizza pad, which the surface pretty much contacts this surface the entire time. It gives it a very dry, articulate sound, which is what we as percussionists strive for. Nowadays, now back in the day, the snare drums rang a lot, and that's what we did. I've got a late 60s Rogers Dynasonic out of my storage room, and I need to get that thing out and play on it because it sounds really good. But anyway, oh, here's the thing that Boston Crusaders did this year. I'll post this in another video. I got this from a guy from Great Britain, and he's got a website called, not a website, YouTube channel, Freestyle Rudiments. I forget his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, the video was 4 rudiments of DCI 2025, and this was what Boston was playing. It's called the inverted triplet roll, which if you play an inverted roll, you start with a right and follow it with a bunch of lefts. Right? A regular roll is right, right, left, left. Right? Mama, dada. Where you start with a right and follow it with 2 lefts and follow it with 2 rights until you get to the end of the bar line, and that's called an inverted roll. Well, they played it in a 6 pattern, sextuplet. So if you get in your head this, and then follow with then you have the feeling already set up. So for these, and it sounds really cool when you're playing it like super fast like Boston plays. I'm not sure I can play it that fast. Yeah, but I'd have to get it in context with what the rest of the ensemble's playing. It sounds really neat. It sort of catches you off guard, which is what a lot of these licks do. They catch you off guard because you're not expecting the lick, and then it shows up, and then it stops and it hides again. So anyway, so I'll do that once I figure out what sound I like. Anyway, let me go post this and see if I like the sound. Oh, here's a little bit of Devil Went Down to Georgia in slow-mo from 1980. This is going to be a new series. I'm going to break down each section of Devil Went Down to Georgia and actually have the correct sticking. There's a group up in Massachusetts, I forget their name, but they're older guys like me, and they played it, but some of the sticking was off. So anyway, maybe they'll see this and correct their sticking. So here's some of it. See if I can remember it without the music. Okay, that's the intro. Of course, it's 4 times that fast, but I can't play it that fast anymore. But anyway, stay tuned for more drumming on the Off-World Invader 3 drum practice pad. Out.